Folks, DashV here with a quick take on Glo Balls. Lots of folks have been looking at whether or not these are a cool addition to your game and whether or not they're safe on your playfield. So I'm going to show you a couple of things that I've experienced with them. You'll notice I've got one of almost every color that they sell. Some of these are called Glo Balls, but they're not exactly Glo Balls. And then there are actual Glo Balls that glow. So I loaded up these balls in two of my games, a Stranger Things with UV kit, which already had a playfield that came from Stern with a couple of scratching issues and stuff like that. So I wasn't really terribly worried about what was going to happen and everything, because I had another playfield that I could put in there if they really did some damage. Also put the eyeball ones in my Munsters and start up with Stranger Things first. Played about 10-15 games with the UV kit. When it flipped to the upside down, these balls looked badass. Even though only one of them was a Glo Ball, all the rest of them kind of being neon, everything really just reacted with the UV awesome. It looked absolutely amazing in multi-ball. It was really cool because if you had one of each color, you could actually individually track which ball was going on. So instead of it just being mayhem, you actually could be very, very deliberate and calculated with what you're doing. The telekinesis multi-ball lock in Stranger Things did work. The magnetic cores within the middle of these was dense enough to where it actually would stick to the back box. I did have to dial the flipper power down quite a bit on both Munsters and Stranger Things just to make sure these will react differently. There's a lot more bounce to them because overall they are less dense and the outer material is less durable, which I'm going to get to in a minute. In Munsters, the eyeballs, I ended up pulling those really quickly because with the playfield, the lower playfield, there's a plastic glass over the top of it. And I really did not like what I was starting to see happen to that lower playfield glass. I only played about 4 or 5 games, and that was enough. I permanently pulled the eyeball novelty balls out of Munsters, went back to the regular balls, and I had to go for my naphtha and blitz to clean it up. So what do I mean by I had to clean up? Take a look at the Munsters playfield. This is where a majority of the scuffing happened because this is where all the action is. After naphtha and blitz, you really can't see anything really lingering around. So naphtha and blitz pretty much cleared it and, you know, polished it straight out. The plastics, though, a completely different story. Let's try to catch the light. Do you see those scuffs right there? Every single one of those scuffs right there along the bottom there in the black area. So you can see some light scratches and everything. Those are normal. That's just pinball, right? Those are from normal, regular steel balls. But those big, thicker ones that kind of go along that plastic there, those are from these. These break down incredibly quickly. I mean, incredibly quickly. About 10-20 games, and these already have some deep gouging, some deep gashes, deep scratches. I'll show you in front of the light on one of them here. This is a ball that's only seen 10 to 15 plays, and you can just see it's just completely destroyed. Now, I'm going to have to apply some kind of different cleaning technique for the plastic if I'm going to try to get that actually clean. It looks like some of those scuffs are in there a little bit tougher. So I definitely would not continue to use these balls. They break down a lot. They leave lots of multicolored debris and everything all over. They get very, very dirty very, very quickly. And over long-term play, like if you had these in a routed game and left them there for a week, I imagine that after a couple hundred plays, you're going to have some permanent damage to your plastics, permanent blemishes on your stuff, and maybe even playfield wear that you're not able to fully clean up. So I gotta say it's a hard pass on Glo Balls. They looked cool as hell, especially in UV reflective games. On Munsters, the core wasn't dense enough to catch the magnet, but then on Stranger Things, they were totally dense enough for the telekinesis multi-ball lock. If you've got a playfield protector on your games, I know people have strong feelings about those, but if you have a game with a playfield protector, so you're not going to really be beating up on the the main playfield, you'll be kind of okay there. My only concern would be if your ramps are still plastics, they're not like wireframes and stuff like that, your ramps are going to probably get scuffed up pretty heavily, and the plastic is not going to clean up as well as the clear on your playfield. So more expensive than regular balls. They break down quicker, they litter up your playfield, and I would also be a little bit nervous about how it's going to treat some of the stickers and stuff like that on things like your pop-up targets and things like that. So can't really recommend them. I don't plan to keep using them. Hopefully somebody can come out with denser material that doesn't break down as quickly and doesn't leave scuffs.